Hi, Deb here. And if you know what to do when it comes to having a healthier relationship with food, but you still find yourself getting stuck in that sabotage cycle, then make sure to stick around because in today's video, we're going to talk about why we get stuck in self sabotage around food in the first place and 3 proven tips to really get on your path of stopping self sabotage around food for good. And before we get into all of that, I want to invite you to join me for something super fun that we have done in my Facebook community a few times and gotten such rave reviews that we are bringing it back by popular demand. It's called the End Your Food Obsession live virtual training. It's happening in my Facebook group from January 22nd to the 29th, 2022. This is a totally free training, so you're welcome to sign up for free at endyourfoodobsession.com. And over the 7 days, I'm going to be teaching you the 7 keys to having freedom from food addiction so that by the end, you are going to know what to do and what not to do to end your food obsession for good, to trust yourself, to make healthy choices, and to feel comfortable in your skin. You're also going to be attending this training alongside an incredible group of like-minded people, so you do not need to do this journey alone. And I'm going to be giving away a ton of prizes, so you're definitely going to want to make sure to join us. So again, if you are listening to this and it is before January 22nd, 2022, go ahead and sign up for free at endyourfoodobsession.com. If you're listening to this and it is after January 29th, 2022, no worries. I'm going to recommend that you still sign up and join our Facebook group. I'm going to leave a link for that in the description box below because I do this training a couple times a year, and every single week I do insider discussions on the very topics that we talk about here on this YouTube channel. And so it's a great way to just go deeper and to get more. Okay, so now that we've covered all of that, I want to officially welcome those of you who are new to this channel. Hello, my name is Debbie Lichter, food addiction expert and founder of the Freedom Embodied Academy, where I help high-achieving women get free from food addiction and food obsession so that you can feel comfortable in your skin and have the confidence to be authentically you and shine your light in the world. All right, so let's get on the same page with what we mean by self-sabotaging around food and talk about why we do it. So the most common self-sabotaging pattern that I hear from people who struggle with food is when you're being good with food for a few days or weeks or even longer, and then something happens. Maybe it's that it's the weekend, or that you had a rough day, or that you're on vacation, or for no seemingly apparent reason, but you find yourself eating a treat or eating something that is off plan. And as soon as you do, you figure to yourself, well, I've already blown it for the day. I might as well just eat whatever I want. And that takes you back into a binging and obsessing cycle with food. So can you relate? Have you ever had this kind of self-sabotage happen with food before? I know I personally have. If you can relate, go ahead and post in the comments below what your sabotage pattern with food looks like. And let's talk about why we do this in spite of everything that we know and everything that we say that we want, like better health or to feel more comfortable in our skin or to have more mental space and energy for the things most important to us. So there's 3 primary reasons that I see come up a lot. The first reason is that we don't know how to be with discomfort. Whether that's discomfort because you've done something that you feel bad about, or because there's a level of uncertainty in your life, or because you're worried or anxious about something, or because you feel self-conscious or insecure or unsure of yourself. And we might not even be consciously aware of that discomfort going on inside. We just find ourselves all of a sudden thinking about going to get a snack. But what's actually happening under the surface is that food is providing that external source of ease and comfort that is soothing our internal state of discomfort. So what appears to be a surface decision where we make a judgment on ourselves for being lazy or weak or lacking discipline or willpower is actually coming from a place that is much deeper on the inside. The second main reason why we tend to self-sabotage with food is because we try to stick to a diet or a strict eating regimen. Our bodies and minds can only handle so much restriction before they simply rebel. And maybe we justify it by telling ourselves that we've been so good that we deserve a treat, or we just feel like it's unfair that everyone else gets to eat whatever they want and we don't, or we simply are just so freaking hungry because we have been starving ourselves. The bottom line is that any type of restriction is always going to lead back to binging and self-sabotaging on food. The third main reason why we self-sabotage with food is because part of us wants freedom and part of us doesn't. This is so important to look at because when you're struggling with food addiction or food obsession, it's so easy to think, gosh, all I want is freedom. All I want is to have a normal relationship with food, to eat, to live instead of live to eat. But what we need to acknowledge is the part of us that maybe doesn't want to give up our favorite treats because it's our one reward for putting up with all the things that we're putting up with in our lives, which is something that I go way more into in this video right here. Or there's a part of us that is actually afraid of getting free, right? Eating can make us feel safe. Freedom can feel unsafe and scary. Fill us with these ideas of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all of that time and all of that space? Who will I be? Will I even like myself? All of these things can have us feeling really, really vulnerable. And sometimes the part of us that doesn't want to get free is the part of us that's actually afraid to no longer have an excuse to put ourselves out there. So all of these can be reasons to use food to distract or numb or just to not have to deal or feel what's actually going on for us. So if you're relating to all of this, you might think, well, what do I do? Well, that's what I'm going to share right now. Okay, this first tip is a total game changer. This is developing the capacity to be okay in discomfort. This means learning how to be okay inside in the midst of uncertainty and not knowing, or learning how to properly own your mistakes and clean up your mistakes if you've done something you feel bad about, or to cultivate the capacity to put yourself out there even if you're absolutely terrified. In my experience, developing the capacity to be okay in discomfort is a spiritual journey. And that spiritual journey is actually something that I talk way more about in this video right here. I will leave a link to that video in the description box below. The next tip that is going to support you in stopping the sabotage cycle for good is to drop the diet regimen. Not only does restricting set you up for a binge, which in and of itself keeps you locked into a sabotage cycle with food, but dieting or trying to stick to a strict eating protocol is a surface strategy that doesn't actually address the real problem. And so you end up falling back into the sabotage cycle with food, which is something that I talk way more about in this video right here. I will also leave a link to that in the description below. And the last tip, and what will actually have you getting free from the sabotage cycle with food for good, is to get on a proven pathway of freedom from food addiction, which is going to support you in getting free from the things that are blocking you internally, like fear and resentment and blame and shame and remorse and regret and grief and guilt. It's also going to teach you how to reconnect in your body and feel comfortable in your skin in spite of being in uncomfortable situations, and also teach you how to cultivate inner trust so that you can trust yourself to make healthy choices as it relates to your relationship with food and in every other area of your life. So if you want to learn more about this proven pathway of freedom from food and how to get on that path of freedom right away, I will leave a link in the description box below for the Freedom from Food Addiction Clarity Guide. It'll go into way more detail about all of that. So now you know why we sabotage with food in the first place and what to do to get on your path of ending the sabotage cycle for good. So if you got some value here today, please do give this video a like, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to sign up for the End Your Food Obsession 7-day video training, and I cannot wait to see you next time.